Hello, everybody. This is Joy and Soft Talks with Joy and Sean. Geez, see how he's already messed it up at the beginning here this morning.
Right. What day is it, Joy?
I don't know. We don't care what day it is anymore. So anyways, hey, welcome everybody to this episode. We're really excited today. So we got a special guest on here, and I don't know Brett very well, but I'm looking forward to getting to know you an awful lot. So Sean, I'll let you do the intro.
Yep. Brett's in my hometown of Columbus, Ohio. We met a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half.
Yeah. Brett does ASEA Global, which is a network marketing company. And then he is a customer of SendOutCards. And why we have him on today is I get texts from Brett quite frequently that say, hey, got another response from one of my cards. So we just want to talk with him today and, kind of see, how's he do his cards? Why do you think he gets such good response? Also, Brett is a movie star with a couple credits, Heartbreak Kid and Stuck on You, correct?
Correct.
You were both those. So we'll chat about that too. So,
Really? I cannot wait.
Wow.
So just kind of talk what's your process with SendOut? Why do you think you get the responses you do? And then we'll just ask some follow-up questions. So, floor's yours. And thanks for being on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Sean and Joy. It's a pleasure to do a Zoom meeting. I don't think I've done one before.
Have not done one?
Sure.
Like today or in the last 10 minutes?
I had enough time to get lunch and come right back. That's
Perfect.
But so fortunately, I met Sean about a year and a half ago, and I was in the middle of networking. I really didn't know what I was doing. I never had the opportunity or never needed to do any networking. However, I was part of a group and they said, let's all go to lunch. So I met Sean. I started to try to figure out ways that I could market my company that I represent, ASEA. And I met Sean and I don't know, we talked maybe about between 5 and 10 minutes. And about, I would say 10 days later, I get a card in the mail. And it was everything that we had talked about in that very short amount of time with some photos. And it was a message that said, good luck in what you're pursuing, looking forward to talking to you. So that's kind of how it started out. And I was kind of blown away by it. And, I made a deal with them that, when I was done, when I was done with what I was needed to get done, I was going to sit down and meet with him. And I did. And he showed me the way to do, to really capture somebody's interest and heart. And so when I started to meet more with people about ASEA, either I knew their address or I would find their address. We would typically be Facebook friends, and I would find something that we had talked about. In our business, we have to listen, and so that's what was key is I began listening to what the client, the friend, the person was saying to me, and just making a mental note. And so what I would do is I would send them a card, maybe thanking them for their time, and then adding some things in there, either a picture or a quote, or a nice saying, or a nice picture. That reflected what we just talked about, or what we just, and I would also have my business logo on there as well in the back, just so that they know that that's what he does. Okay, yeah, I remember sitting down with him. And so I started doing that for prospects, and then when somebody would enroll with me, I would then send them another one with a funny one, and basically thanking them for the opportunity to serve them, and looking forward to working with them, and hopefully that we could help them with whatever challenge that they had. And that's kind of how I approached it. But I would make them funny. I would add my logos. I would add pictures of my products and stuff, just kind of in a funny way that got them really to think about it. And then I started using it for just birthdays. If you're a Facebook person, you get the birthday list, and you can actually scroll. And so I make a list of who I need to send a birthday card to, and I do the same thing with them. I'm not, in that respect, if they're not a client, I'll just put more pictures of them on the back. Maybe something from them when they were younger, or a special picture. So it's not all just about business. It's fun too. And it's comes from the heart, because I think when you get those texts, then you did a good job.
Absolutely.
You captured their attention, and it was fun doing it. So that's kind of how I started doing what I did with SendOut cards.
Do you think you get more texts from ones where you really do come from the heart than anything else?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I get some where they talk about, yeah, you really found some good pictures of me,
Stalker.
You really found some pictures of me. You had to dig deep for that one. But those are especially like for birthdays or something.
Right.
If somebody's got a birthday now, I find a picture of them when they're in high school or something, and
What the
whose
hell
birthday
happened?
it is. Look whose birthday it is. You haven't changed a bit.
That's
So,
really cool. So you put that on the inside of the card, you put it on the outside of the card, or
yeah, well,
a little different?
I have a format that I use. Typically on the front is a picture and then a quote, and I'll make the quote something to the effect of, "They're saying something." I'll put it in quotes, and
Right.
or I'll ask a question like, "Whose birthday is it today?" And so it's always that. And then on the inside left cover is, most of the time, it's another good picture of them, a really, really, a special picture of them, or a nice quote, or a nice Bible verse, something that I know that will connect the two, like me to them, to something that they believe in, or that they feel strongly about.
Mhm.
And then the same thing on the third page, inside right, is typically at the top is just a note of thanks, or note of congratulations, or happy birthday.
Uh-huh.
And then I always sign it the same way, just my name, but I'll throw some some characters in there, some memes in there that my meme is water, droplets of water. So if we've done business, I'm going to put some droplets of water in there. If somebody's working out, or I'll put the strong arms in there. Something that will they'll recognize. And then at the bottom is you typically another nice quote, or their business. What they do. So they know that I've been listening to them as well. And then the back is, depending upon how I sent the card, it might be my headshot, my logo, or it might be another 2 more pictures of them if it was their birthday or a special occasion. So I typically use that format.
I can see why they so appreciate that, because you definitely aren't sending just a birthday card. You're sending a memory card.
Yes.
And you're putting it in there that they're going to really, wow, that's cool. Of course,
Yeah.
You've got a great teacher there. Sean comes up with more comic book cards than anybody in the world I know.
All you do, Brett said it. All you have to do is listen.
Yeah.
When people are talking and make it, I always say the cards, front and inside, that's all about them. And if you do that and you're sincere about it, you will get the response that Brett gets. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I always tell him he's a level 4 card sender now. So.
Oh, really? And how many levels are there? I got to know how many.
Level 4, buddy.
Only 4?
That's as high as it goes.
Okay.
It's 1 through 4. Wow. So you're at the top.
Didn't take you long, huh?
Yeah, we can add plus behind it if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
More plus. You'll get a plus here. If you keep getting the text, we'll give you a plus. Okay. Those are infinite. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I always say, and it sounds like you're so much into that too, is, it's not hearing back from people. It's, it's doing it from the heart, and it's all about them. But when you do hear back from somebody, it's like the icing on the cake, it's like that cherry on top, kind of a thing. And so that's cool. That's cool.
Hey, Brett, talk a little. Let's switch gears a little bit. And it popped into I have a prompting.
Good.
We were on a call last night, and you quoted kind of your sponsor on how he approaches people with your business. So can you kind of explain that to I think that would be helpful to our audience as well.
Okay. Yeah. So just a very little bit about my business. It's a health and wellness um, direct sales company called ASEA, and we have been this company, after I think it was a couple decades of research and money spent and laboratory, um, they were able to replicate the healing molecules of our cells. So we are our own category in the health and wellness market. So we don't have competition. We don't have, we just have a different type of model. Yeah, it's a direct sales company, but we're just offering somebody an option that they're not going to hear about from their Western medicine doctor or typically, because they're just not. They're not interested in that type of thing. But I was introduced to ASEA by a medical professional who's got over 25 years in the chiropractic and the holistic alternative medicine field, highly regarded. And our approach is we're not looking to recruit. Let's say it. We're just not looking to recruit people. There's enough of that going on. There's enough of us who are busy in our own lives that we don't have enough time to do something else. Our approach is let's help these people get healed. Let's change their life. And so that's our approach. When somebody says, well, I want to talk to my friend, or I want to, like, no, let's work with you first. We're a unique company. It's just unique. So he quoted the other night, he said, like, maybe he's talking to one of his clients, he'll say, once you know it, you can share it responsibly. And that stuck with me, because that's kind of how the approach that he's always told me since I've been part of the group is, once you know what you have, then you can share it. I was not about to share ASEA unless I had something change about my health, and it did. And now that I know that what it is, I can do that and share it responsibly and with integrity. And so, yeah.
I think it creates stories. I mean, you've got a great story. You had back issues for years, and now you don't because of it. So I think it's a great message that, it is about your, and a lot of times you hear, well, if you don't have your story, tell someone else's in the
Yeah.
in the company. But it is a great way to, I think it is. Once you believe in it, then it's not selling. Let me just show you something. Here's what it's done for me. So I think that could work for any network marketing company. So
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the same thing, did Sean try to recruit me? No, he showed me a way that I could communicate better with my clients. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Sean sat down with me and showed me exactly what works, the things that work. And then I can make little changes
absolutely
in my approach as well. And I think I kind of took his model and hopefully I've just done it, personalized it to me.
Sure. Mm-hmm. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
So, Joy, you want to hear about his movie career?
I do. Of course I do. I'm just on
so
the
how'd you get into movies, and tell us the two that you've been in so far?
So,
he's a Renaissance man, Joy.
So the movie thing was just an opportunity that I did not really know about. Growing up in Chicago, I had, we grew up, we had a lot of friends. I mean, we just all congregated at the park. And so there was, we were either 13, 14, 15, 16, however old, there was this age group. But we all played baseball together. We were all in the leagues together. We played football together, basketball, whatever. But about it was 2001, the year 2000. One of my friends, when we were growing up, and I hadn't seen him a long time, died unexpectedly. And so our group of families and friends of the neighborhood got together and held a benefit to help the family, to help his family, his wife, his daughter. And so when I got to the benefit, they had an auction table, silent auction table. And as I was walking around the silent auction table, another one of my friends who I had seen a long time, we started talking, and he said, I'm like, hey, what are you doing, Louis? And he said, I work for the Farley brothers. Now, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm like, oh, who's that? He goes, oh, we make movies. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were in the business. And so we were just talking, and I said, oh, what do I need to do? And I just signed my name. I made a silent auction bid, and we just continued to talk. And he's kind of looking at his watch the whole time, and and then somebody outbid me by like a very small amount. And I'm like, you're not getting it for that amount. I upped the bid again. And so like then I was
block the table.
yeah, and then we continued to talk, and then all of a sudden he just goes like this, and he goes, okay. He pulls the thing up and he says, you won it, you got it. I'm like, oh, what did I win? He said, you get a walk-on part in one of our movies.
Oh, wow.
Movie. I said, what movie? He said, I don't know, we don't have one yet. So,
Scam.
yeah, so kind of that's how it was. And so so that was in the year 2000. So fast forward, like a long time later, I mean, it had been months. I get a call from the producer, and he said, I need a headshot. I need your measurements. And I said, oh, what movie is this? And he started talking about this Three Stooges movie. And I'm like, oh, cool, very cool. And then later on, he calls me back and says, well, we need you in it was Miami, Florida, in April, the beginning of April. And this was like 2001. And I said, okay. Three Stooges movie? He said, no, we're going different. We're going to do Stuck on You. Oh, what's that about? Oh, it's about Siamese twins. I'm like, oh, okay. So basically kind of that's how it was.
Okay.
And then from that point, I got to be friends with one of the co-producers, because my two friends are still working for these guys. I hadn't seen them. So now we get to hang out in Florida. I'm on the set. And then another one of the producers who puts the extras in the movies, we became friends. I don't know. We just kind of hit it off, became friends. That during the summer, he was doing his own movie in Boston, and he invited me to go do his movie in Boston. And so I did that. And then later on, he called me up again and said, hey, we're doing this really cool movie called a remake of The Heartbreak Kid. Would you like to be in it? Sure, I'll do it. And so, and so he said, well, where do you want to go? I said, well, yeah, where you filming? He goes, San Francisco, LA, and Cabo. I'm like, well, I want to go to Cabo. And then about 3 weeks before the actual starting shooting date, he calls me up and says, hey, I got a spot for you, but you have to come to San Francisco. Okay. So I went to San Francisco, and that's when they actually gave me a really cool part, which was just a walk-on part. But as I'm standing there in the spot as the justice of the peace, they asked me to speak. They asked me to say a couple, to pretend like I'm the justice of the peace.
Very
and
nice.
So then at that point, I had to sign a contract, and then they paid me better.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. And that was Ben Stiller, right?
That was the Ben Stiller,
yeah.
Ben Stiller and his dad Jerry, and Malin Ackerman was the actress. That I think her name was Lila, and he was Eddie.
Okay, so no slouch movies.
No. I mean,
the other one had Matt Damon in it, right?
Yeah, I was been with Matt Damon and Cher and Greg Kinnear. Yeah, that was pretty cool in Miami.
Did you ever see any of them?
Oh yeah, I actually went to the premiere of Stuck on You.
Okay.
And I mean, I got to meet Meryl Streep and Cher. I mean,
cool. Hey, not too bad, not too shabby.
Not too shabby, yeah. So I don't think I went to the premiere of the. No, I didn't. I did not go to the Heartbreak Kid premiere, but I did go to the Stuck on You premiere. That was pretty interesting. So, yeah. So that's kind of my illustrious story.
That's cool.
Career.
Touch
so
of fame.
you turn them down now when they call because you want to just stay in Ohio, or?
I don't think they've made a movie in a long time, to be honest.
Okay.
I think they haven't really come out with anything, and so it wasn't anything that I planned in my life. It just when the opportunity came up, I just I'll do it.
Absolutely.
So, but I still get paid. I still get paid a residual income with.
Do you really?
In Heartbreak Kid, and that was 2007. So it's 13 years later. I still get check for about $15 every quarter.
Hey, it was on cable here the other day. I should have. I didn't watch the end. I should have
You don't,
watched that one.
you don't need
So,
to watch the end. You just got to see my part, right?
right.
That's it. That's it.
So when
In
it comes on again, I'm going to find it. Make sure you tell Sean.
minute 37 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, there's 15 minutes of fame. I still got like 12 minutes and 49 seconds
Do
left.
you like? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. All right. So what's one thing you can leave our audience with about sending cards? What would be your tip to everybody?
My tip is anyone that you meet, be it in business, be it your family, a friend. It's a great way to get reconnected with them, or to in business is to basically tell them that you care about them, that the time that you had, the time that you spent with them, and whatever discussion you had about either your product or service, whatever you talk to them about, is that it meant something to you and you appreciate their time. And when you personalize it like that, it really hits people in the heart. And if you're going to do that, you're doing it because that's how you feel. That I think somebody who would go to the extent of making a SendOut card, and it doesn't take that long, it really doesn't, really shows that person that you really care about them, and that the time that was well spent, whether they become your customer or not. They might just become a referral source for you. But they still know that you're going to be on top of their mind. And if you continue to do that down the road, say it's Mother's Day, send a bunch of Mother's Day cards to them, or to whoever your clients are, or your family, your friends. But once you do that, they know it's coming from you and coming from your heart. And I think we have to lead from our heart when it comes to anything that we do these days. We're all in this together right now. We're all going through this crazy time, and we can all lose it. It's easy to lose it, but once you can become grounded and start coming from your heart, it really, really relaxes you and makes people at ease. And I guess that's it. Come from the heart.
All right. I think that's a perfect ending.
Sure is. It sure is.
So hey, Brett, thanks for being with us, my friend. I appreciate it. It's always great seeing you. So.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation.
Nice meeting you, and let us know when you're in another movie, though. Okay.
I will. I keep getting asked about that. People are asking me to get them in the movies, and get me in the movie. But it's fun.
Somehow $15 a quarter doesn't kind of put you in that position to get in there, right?
No. When I heard what Ben Stiller was paid up front for his movie, his part, I'm gonna have to work a long time. So,
hey, what probably he gets paid, you probably wouldn't need to do but 1 or 2 a year.
From what I understand, well, the way I live these days, I probably would have just needed one.
And you're good.
One payment in 2007 would have been good for me. I'd be okay with it.
Perfect.
Good. Well, thank you very much for Brett for being with us, and look forward to maybe meeting you again one time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. It's been a great opportunity to do this, and I'm glad I could help in any way. And SendOutCards, I really enjoy doing them. I really enjoy making them. So
perfect.
And thanks, Sean, for showing me this.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Very good.
All right.
All right.
Take care, Brett. Thank you. Bye-bye.